I will not offer their drink offerings of blood, nor will I take their name on my lips. Here, they refers to those who offer sacrifices to other gods, that is, the unbelievers who do not accept, reject, and disbelieve in the Son of God who came to this earth. However, this includes even those Jews who, despite the coming of the Son of God, insisted on offering the Old Testament sacrifices given as types and prefigurations. Furthermore, the term blood drink offering here is a synecdoche representing all the sacrifices mentioned in the Old Testament. For example, burnt offerings, sin offerings, guilt offerings, peace offerings, and fire offerings. In other words, it implies that when the Messiah, the Son of God, comes to this earth in the flesh, he will offer an eternal sacrifice, different from the Old Testament sacrifices that involved slaughtering animals and shedding their blood. What kind of sacrifice is this? Hebrews 9 verse 12 states, "Neither by the blood of goats and calves, but by his own blood he entered once for all into the most holy place, having obtained eternal redemption for us." Hebrews 10 verse 12 also states, "But Christ offered one sacrifice for sins forever. Not with the blood of goats and calves, but with his own blood, he has obtained eternal redemption." The passage states that the Messiah, Jesus, did not offer the blood of goats and calves, as was customary in the Old Testament, but only with his own blood, that is, by dying on the cross and shedding his blood, he offered an eternal sacrifice of atonement. Ultimately, the message of today's passage is that when the Son of God comes to this earth and offers an eternal sacrifice by dying on the cross, the blood drink offering given in the Old Testament era, that is, all the sacrifices of that era, will be abolished, and their names will no longer be mentioned. In other words, God will no longer accept the sacrifices of the Old Testament, which involved slaughtering animals and shedding their blood. Because those sacrifices were given as shadows, as models, to foreshadow the work of salvation until the coming of the Son of God. Therefore, when the Son of God comes to this earth, sheds his blood on the cross, and thereby fulfills the reality of the Old Testament sacrifices, the Old Testament sacrifices that served as models will no longer be necessary.
If you want to know more, please subscribe.